Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at the Advent calendar from 511 for 2025. If you guys are not familiar with this, basically it's a patch calendar that tracks the days leading up to Christmas by opening up blind windows that reveal a patch for each of the different days. I've actually been reviewing 511's Advent calendar for the past couple of years. I think this is my 5th or 6th year reviewing the Advent calendar. I get a kick out of it. I like to do it, especially because there are some folks that really don't care about being surprised what they're going to get. They really want to know what they're going to get before they purchase it. So, spoiler warning, if you're the type of person that wants to be surprised and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, then, I'm going to be opening up these and showing each of the patches. So if you don't want to know, then go ahead and skip out of the video. But if you do want to know, you can go ahead and watch it. I'll be opening all of them. If you guys want to see the previous years, at the end of this video, you'll see a playlist pop up, and I'll also leave it linked below. That it's a 511 playlist. It's got all of my videos related to 511 stuff, so you'll see the different Advent calendars there. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the packaging here. Really nice. It just looks like a wrapped present. So you guys can see it's very thin, not too thick, because again, they are patches. It does say 511 2025 Advent calendar in the front there, and it's kind of mirroring like one of those ugly sweaters. So I do like the size and overall look of this year's Advent calendar. It does say backed by popular demand. I don't know why it says that, because they've been doing it for the past couple of years. So it's not like they stopped doing it and now they're doing it again. On the back right here, it does say Merry Missions from 511. And the biggest thing that a lot of people want to know is what's the price of the Advent calendar? And right up there, it is $100. So at first glance, people might say, wow, that is a lot of money to pay for an Advent calendar, especially when you can get Advent calendars, for other companies and stuff like that a lot cheaper. But if you think about it, you get 24 patches in here. 511 patches generally average about $8 to $9, up to $12, depending on the patch and the size and stuff like that. So if you think about it, you're getting each of these patches for right around $4. Now, one thing that I will note is some things that I have mentioned in previous videos regarding the Advent calendar is the majority of these patches, and we'll see if this is the case with this one, are Christmas themed. So that's always for me a little bit of a drawback, because I would rather them be like all sorts of theme. I understand it has to be Christmas themed because it is an Advent calendar and it's around the holidays, but it kind of limits how often you can use them, in my opinion. Also, the size of the patches. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is actually a sleeve that you will slide off of the container that's actually holding the patches. So I will set this off to the side so we can go ahead and take a closer look at them. So as you can see, they are numbered. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 10, then 11 through 20, and then 21, 22, 23, and then the last one is 24 right here. Now these are little windows that are perforated. I don't know how well you can see that, but it allows you to go ahead and open them up. And the idea is, on the 1st of December, you open up number 1, and then on the 2nd, and so forth and so on. And it's it's a little bit of a surprise every day, because you're really not going to know what you're going to get. Again, if you don't want it to be spoiled, just know that I'm going to be opening these and showing them just so we can see what they are. Now, all these windows are the same size, all the way up to 23, with the exception of 24. 24 is actually a bigger window, which, in my experience, will denote that it is going to be a bigger patch. Now, first things first, I don't like that. This is telling me that all these patches are going to be the smaller size patches. Now, those are cool because you can fit more of them in the different areas and stuff like that. But I would rather, for $100, get, bigger size patches. That's just personally me. All right, let's go ahead and start with number 1, and we'll move our way through the different numbers. So, starting with number 1 here, as you can see, the window kind of peels open right there, and here it is. First one is this kind of Santa Claus bear, all right? And it's this little square patch. All right. I like the fact that this one is squared. I don't know if they're all going to be squared, but one of the years they did them in that kind of hexagon shape, which is cool, but it's designed to fit into one of their grids for their backpacks, but I prefer the square ones. So that was number 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. All right. And number 2, I like this green one. It's I think it's like an entry tool or a multi-tool that they use. It's kind of like an axe. So there's that one. That's number 2. Let's go ahead and go through 3, and I'll try and go through these, fairly quickly, so this video doesn't end up being too long. But I do want to go ahead and showcase them all for you guys. Here's 3. I like this one, nice and vibrant. I love red and yellow. That color combination, I really like that. So it's got a pair of their boots with these wings on them. So that's a cool one. Again, this one right here, I could probably use at any time. So it's not too Christmas themed specifically. So I do like that one. You know, that's one that I could see myself using more often if I want to add a little pop of color or something like that to what I put it on. So next one is this one here, and it's an alien with a Santa hat on. It says 511 in the middle right there. And now these are all PVC patches, which is really nice as well. So again, usually PVC patches tend to command a higher price point. So at least, you know, if these are averaging about $4 based on the amount of patches, then, you know, that's a good one that they are PVC. All right, here is, this is, what is this, 5? So it's like a Grim Reaper kind of on a bomb and it's falling. I like that gray background. Again, Christmassy color, but I can easily see myself using this one at any time. It doesn't really have to be just Christmas, which is nice. All right, let's go with number 6 here. Number 6 is a coffee cup, and it's got like a skull in the middle there. So again, if you're a coffee drinker, then this is pretty cool one that you can actually use anytime. So I am liking the fact that they're not all overly Christmassy themed, so that's really cool. So let's go ahead with number 7 here. Number 7 is going to be, is this a skunk aardvark? What is that? You guys decide. Put it in the comments. Tell me what it is. But I know this is, it appears in a couple other 511 patches. So again, not Christmas themed. So, you know, you can obviously use that at any time. So, okay, that's good. So let's go with number 8 here. Oh, didn't open that one too well. All right, doesn't matter. Let's get, as long as we can get in there. All right, this is number 8. It's got the cross axis, similar to that other patch that we opened up, but this one's kind of like the silhouette, so I like that. Obviously, the color does give it a little bit of a Christmassy vibe to it, but it doesn't really say any like Christmas, so you can use it, all right, at any time. So that was number 8. Let's go with number 9 down here in the corner. All right. And this is really cool. I do like this one. It's basically the logo for 511, which is a reticle, but it's got this kind of like snow camel pattern on it. So I do like that one. That one's really cool. That was number 9. And then we'll go ahead and go with number 10 here. Number 10 is no clowns. All right. So no clowns, and then it's you know, it's got that green and red and white. So, you know, obviously Christmas type colors, so you can use it during Christmas or at any time. All right, so that was number 10. So all in all, the first 10 right here, I think I like them. I do like the fact that there is a good mixture between some Christmas specific ones, some Christmas colored ones, but some regular ones that you can use pretty much at any time. So I do like that one. All right, let's start it up here. We'll go with number 11 here. And I'm going to turn this a little bit to make it a little easier to get to. All right. Number 11 is this half happy face, half skull. And you might have seen, if you follow 511, you know, you maybe purchase the patches and stuff like that. Some of these have been made into larger patches, so you might see some similar designs and stuff like that from larger patches. But I do like that one, very vibrant in that yellow happy face. So that was number 11. Go ahead and go with number 12 here. Number 12 is red background with a black blade, so a black fixed blade there. I think this is a 511 knife if I'm not mistaken. All right, so that is really cool there. All right, so that's number 12. Let's go to number 13 here. Let's see what 13 is. All right, so 13 is sprinkle donut. And obviously you have the white and green sprinkles on the red frosting there. So it does give it a little bit of a Christmas vibe or a holiday vibe. So that is one that you could say is more along the holiday side. So that was number 13. Let's go to 14 here. 14 is the unicorn. Obviously they've done the mane and the horn of the unicorn in the kind of Christmas colors in that red, green, and white. And then it's got the knife in his hand. I know I have a patch, a larger size patch with the same kind of design on it. I think it's more of a different color, but again, that's another one that's there. That's number 14. Let's go to 15 here. All right. Number 15 is going to be the pineapple grenade. Again, obviously really easy to denote what it is. It's a pineapple, but you can definitely tell it's a grenade too. And I do like the colors that they went with. So again, this one is one that I would say it's a little bit more useful to use at pretty much at any time, not necessarily just in the holidays. That was 15. This one is number 16 here. And number 16 is the banana clip. All right, so this is a banana that's obviously made to resemble like a magazine for a rifle there. So I like that. I like that they went with the black background because it makes the banana itself, like the peel and all that, pop really nice. So that was number 16. All right, we'll go with number 17. And 17 is, this is a Viking skull and crossbones. So I like that they're doing these like different colored backgrounds to make the actual symbol or emblem pop. So the red here, and then you've got the dark, like that gray, and then the black on there makes it pop really nice. So that was number 17. We'll go with number 18 here. And this one is, all right, looks like it's a, what is that? A skeleton kind of ruck marching. It looks like he has a rucksack on and he's marching. So that boots on too. So that was pretty interesting. All right, so that was number 18. Number 19 is this one here, and this is the Red Skull astronaut. So it looks like he's it's an astronaut helmet, and then it's a red skull in there. So pretty interesting. All right. Number 20 down here in the corner. This one is, all right, so this is Zero Ducks Given. So obviously, you know, I know some of these because of some of the other patches that they've had. So you got a duck right there, and then the gauge is all the way down to 0. So that's Zero Ducks Given. Obviously, a play on words. All right, so put that back in there. And I like that the inside is, you know, that the other Velcro material, so you can actually Velcro them back in there if you want to keep them in there. So that is 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20. Those are going to be the ones on the outside right here, and then you have your last 4 right here. And again, the idea is that every day you'd be opening these up and kind of like seeing what new patches you have and stuff like that. So if you have like somewhere where you display all the patches, you can actually set them up and display them, or if not, you just keep them inside of here, you know, once you're done. So let's go ahead and go to the middle top right here. This is 21, and 21 is purpose-built gear. All right, so this is one of their kind of what would you say, like line, one of the lines of 511. They have a purpose-built gear, and I like the fact that this is like in this kind of light brown khaki color here with the black lettering on it. It looks really, really cool. So all right, so that's number 21. Number 22 is, what is this? Reduce, reuse, reload 511. So obviously, you know, kind of like a little play on words on the recycling logo right there, and then, you know, the words itself around there. So I like that. That's really cool. Again, something that is sort of Christmas themed because of the colors, but you can obviously use it at any time if, you know, that's something that you want to display. Now, number 23. 23 is actually my favorite one when I open these because it's actually my birthday, December 23rd. So I always get a kick out of seeing what they did and seeing if they did something special for my birthday, and keep on rucking. All right, so again, you know, 511 is really big into ruck marching and stuff like that, so that's another one of their logos, so keep on rucking, so that one's pretty cool. All right, so that is all the dates leading up to the 23rd, and then obviously the 24th is your bigger patch right here, so let's see what they, you know, left and stored for the last big one. Hopefully it's a pretty cool one, we'll see. Obviously, the window is going to be a lot bigger, so this means that it's going to be a bigger patch, and here it is. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So it's basically an ugly sweater. I like the colors. I like the fact that they went with these colors as opposed to the colors that you saw in the sleeve. I'll bring that back in here. In the red and white. This one is more of a like a green and orange and lighter green. So I do like that, but it does follow the same theme, which is the reticle and the pineapple through there, and it does say Merry Missions, 511. And again, it's a little bit larger size patch. So as I was saying, so this particular patch, because of the way that it looks, is more holiday theme, Christmas theme, you know, whatever you want to call it. So obviously this is something that I would only be able to use, not necessarily, but, you know, I would feel more comfortable using during the holidays as opposed to having it like on my bag or wherever I'm going to be putting it on a regular basis. So that's what I was talking about. And again, it is expected. It is an advent calendar for the holidays, so you have to kind of follow that particular theme. But I do want to say that I was pretty surprised by how many of these patches are not overly Christmassy or holiday themed, and I do like that. I think this is one of the advent calendars in the past couple of years that has not followed exclusively the holiday theme, and I do like that. I think maybe enough people were commenting that for $100, if you only have patches that you can use 1 month out of the year or one particular time frame out of the year, then they didn't feel comfortable with that. I think with this one, spending the $100, averaging about $4 per patch, is a good purchase, especially if you're into patches. Now, I always recommend that if you have somebody in your life that is into patches or into 511 and stuff like that, this is a great gift. This is obviously something that they're not going to expect. It's something that, it almost comes already wrapped. You can actually just put a bow on it and give it to the person, and it'll make a great gift. So as I mentioned, if you guys are interested in kind of seeing the progression through the years, you can go ahead and check out that playlist. It's got everything 511 that I review on my channel, including the past advent calendars for the past couple of years, and you can see what I'm talking about as far as like through the years, how they've gone through from overly Christmassy, overly holiday, everything holiday, to more of something that you can use on different times of the year. So there it is. That was just a quick look at the 511 Advent Calendar for 2025. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.